Hello viewers, in this video I will discuss about the introduction of the topic electric charges and fields. Before going into the topic, let us see some examples. You have seen lightning coming from the sky. Okay, next let us take synthetic cloaks, sweaters during dry weather. When you touch with your skin, we see that you could hear some kind of a crackling sound coming from the dress. Okay, so now another example. So while traveling in a bus or van, when you touches the holding bar, iron bar, you see that you could feel some kind of electric shock when you touches the bar in sometimes. Okay. So how this incident takes place? Okay. So what is the responsible for these kind of phenomena? So that we call it, this is due to, we call it as electric discharge. It happens, these incidents happens because due to electric discharge. So normally see that when you hold the holding bar when traveling in a bus, you see that electric charge travels inside a body, inside the human body. This we call it as electric discharge. Okay, now what is a charge? Okay, so now first thing, now what is a charge? So charge is nothing but, it is a property of matter. It is a property of matter. So due to this property, we discuss about many phenomena like electric fields, electricity, etc. Okay, due to this property. Okay, so in this chapter, we will be discussing about what we call it as static charges. What we call it as static charges. Okay, so what do you mean by static? So here, what do you mean by the term static? Static means it does not move and it does not change with time. It does not move and it does not change with it. It is nothing but about static. Okay. So here we also talk about a term called as electrostatics. So what do you mean electrostatics? It tells that it deals with the study of force fields, and potential of static charges. Okay, so these are things will be discussed in this in the upcoming lectures in this particular topic. Okay, so here we'll be discussing about these terms. Okay, so it is about electrostatics. Okay, so now how charges are transferred? Okay, the charges are transferred. The charges are transferred by one phenomena, we call it as rubbing. So the charges are created, charges are transferred from one object to another by the process called as rubbing. Okay, so we will see some of the examples what happens when rubbing takes place. Here, see, I have two glass rods. So when these two glass rods are rubbed with the silk cloth individually, and after rubbing, when these two glass rods are brought close to each other, we see that they repel each other. Okay, which what happens when two glass rods when rubbed with silk cloth? So one phenomena. Okay, so I will write it here. So here. So first phenomena, two glass rods rubbed with silk cloth. Okay, second one. So next, two plastic rods. So rubbed with silk cloth. And the third phenomena is one plastic and one glass rod so it is rubbed with silk cloth. Okay, so I have explained one phenomena. Now let us imagine this as a plastic rods, two plastic rods. So when these two plastic rods also, when it is rubbed with silk cloth, and after rubbing, when they are brought close to each other, see that they repel each other. Okay, so two plastic rods also, they repel each other. Now I have a glass rod and a plastic rod. So after rubbing, so when the glass rod and the plastic rod, after rubbing, when they are brought close to each other, you see that they attract each other. They attract each other. Okay. So what is the conclusion from this incidence? Okay. So from this phenomena, we conclude that some action has been taking place. Okay. Some kind of action has been taking place. So when these experiments are carried out, okay, that we call it as, so when this kind of things are happening, we say that the objects, that is the glass rods, plastic rods, the objects are, we say that they are electrified, or we can say that they are charged. Okay, they are charged. So okay, now we'll also conclude some other statements also. What are the statements? We say that like charges repel each other. Second one, unlike charges attract each other. So like charges repel each other, unlike charges attract each other. Okay, so now see that, so two glass rods after rubbing, see that they acquire same kind of charge. This also acquire one kind of charge, so one kind of charge are there. They acquire same kind of charge, so they repel each other. Similarly, these two plastic rods, when they are charged, when they are rubbed with silk cloth, they acquire same kind of charge, so when they are brought close to each other, they repel each other. So when a plastic rod and a glass rod, they are brought together after rubbing, see that it acquires another kind of charge which is different from the charge acquired by the glass rod. So when they are brought together, they attract. This was the statement concluded from this experiments. Okay, so now see that, so when the glass rod after rubbing with silk cloth, now after rubbing, when it is again brought back to the silk cloth with which it was rubbed, now see that there is no change occurs. There was no change occurs. So what do you conclude? So from this, what they conclude is, they say that they neutralize each other. So what do you mean by neutralization in this particular phenomenon? It means they say that some kind of balance takes place. Okay. So from this term neutralization only, they created a two term which we call it as positive and negative. Okay. So we say that neutralization means that it has equal quantity of positive and a negative charge. So we call it as this is positive and negative charge, or we call this is called as a polarity of charges. Okay, so when these two terms are equal in nature inside a particular object, we see when it has plus 30 and minus 30, it says that they are neutral in nature. The summation is 0. The summation is 0. It says that they are neutral in nature. So when an object gets something, it means that it is charged. When it does not acquire anything, means we say that it is neutral in nature. It is not charged at all. It is neutral in nature. Okay, this was the thing. This is about the total introduction of the electric charges. Okay, so we discussed about how electric charges are displaced, and we discussed about how electric charges are transferred by rubbing process. Okay, with many examples, and we concluded many statements like charges, unlike charges, and also positive and negative charges. So this is our electric charge introduction, and we have also given a live example due to the positive and negative charge attraction. Okay, so kindly watch it till the end. Okay, and thank you. In this video, let us see a live example which explains the electrostatic force. Okay, so here I am having a photocopy machine which clearly explains the live example of the electrostatic force. See, this is the paper which I am going to make a photocopy, and this paper is being placed on a glass screen where the image will be scanned. So this paper is being placed on a glass screen in which the image will be scanned. This scanned image, see, this scanned image will be transferred will be transferred to a drum arrangement. Okay, will be transferred to a drum arrangement which is of your positive polarity, which is of positive polarity. Okay, so this image has been transferred to this drum. Now, see here this is the toner where the ink is being stored. This is your negative polarity. Okay, so here we have the plain paper to which the photocopy has been going to made. This is the paper where we are going to make the photocopy. So when I give start, this paper will be rolled and it will come to the place where the drum is being placed. See, the drum already we have the image. So now the image is being transferred to the plain paper, okay, which is of positive polarity. So when the ink it is of negative polarity, so due to this positive polarity and negative polarity attraction, the ink will be totally transferred to the paper where the image has been scanned. Okay, so this is the method where the photocopy has been made. Okay, so now when I click start, see that due to this positive polarity and negative polarity attraction, a photocopy will be made. Okay, see. So due to this positive polarity and negative polarity attraction, a photocopy has been made. This is the best example to explain. Okay, the photocopy is the best live example to explain this electrostatic force. Okay, thank you.